Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with your instant match reaction to Aston Villa 1, Bournemouth 1. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, get your comments in on a frustrating game where Evanilson rescues a point right at the death after Ross Barkley's opener. And it was a game of missed chances. It was a game of loads of bookings, 13 bookings in what was probably not really a dirty game, to be honest with you. But we had 13 bookings across the full game. And it turned into a bit of a scrappy one after we got the goal. Those last 10 minutes, we were really, really scrappy. And, you know, Bournemouth organised very well and they were always in the game. And you have to play right to the last second of the game, and we lost concentration, and Evanilson from a set piece buries a header into the bottom corner, and Villa walk away feeling like they've lost that game after being 1-0 up with literally seconds remaining. Let's take you to the start though. Let's go back to the starting lineups. Martinez in goal, Cash, Konsa, Pau Torres, Luca Dean, Onana and Tielemans, the central midfield partnership with McGinn and Ramsey in front, and then Rodgers and playing off Ollie Watkins. And right from the start, Villa were quite open and looking to attack. Tielemans had opportunity, tested Travis's hands at the near post. Watkins had an opportunity where he peeled off the runner from a long ball. Didn't quite get hold of it. Keeper saves it, then tries to pull it back and it gets blocked. Amadou Onana had a great opportunity from a set piece, tries to actually head it across, but it ends up going on goal and Travis tips it around the post. Numerous opportunities to get into the box, but Senesi was fantastic at the back for Bournemouth, I have to say that. And his other central defensive partner was excellent. And they seemed to cut a lot of things out, but Villa was still having plenty of opportunities. Justin Kluivert seemed to want to shoot from distance as well. He tested Emi Martinez's hands as well a couple of times, and they did look dangerous on the break. But Aston Villa looked like a goal was coming, and it almost did. Aston Villa getting a goal disallowed in the first half. Ball comes across. Ollie Watkins manages, you think, to keep it in play. Puts it back to John McGinn. The Bournemouth players stop, and he curls a lovely little finish into the bottom corner. We think, right, 1-0 Villa, first half. It's well-deserved, but unfortunately, after a VAR check for about 2 or 3 minutes, it's determined that the ball had gone over the line. Now, to me, it was very, very debatable whether a tiny part of the ball was still touching the line, but nevertheless, the goal was disallowed. And we continue to have other opportunities throughout that first half, but never quite got anything really, really going. And 0-0 at half-time, but you're thinking, right, let's go in. Let's see what we can come out in the second half. We know they're well organised, but we know that we're playing some lovely passing through. Luca Dean's getting in down the left-hand side. Morgan Rodgers, a little bit quiet, but we know he can come up with something. Ollie Watkins, obviously, he can finish. And Yuri Tielemans was getting a lot of space, and Jacob Ramsey was actually excellent down that left-hand side, forced them to make an early sub and bring Smith on for Araujo after he got booked. And yeah, it was looking like if we could continue that fashion, we would obviously get a goal. And the start of the second half, we did come out and start to really pepper the goal. Pau Torres had a fantastic effort from distance that the keeper tipped over the bar. Notice I'm mentioning Travis quite a lot. He had the game of his life coming in for Kepa Arrizabalaga. Header from Watkins, he saves as well. And we continue to have many, many opportunities. Ross Barkley had come on for Amadou Onana at half-time as well. And he was starting to pick up some nice little areas, nice little spaces. And we knew that the substitutes would have an impact. And John Duran comes on as well, and he plays up front with Ollie Watkins. Morgan Rodgers not having his best game today. He was a little bit off it. it's understandable after playing Champions League and the full 90 against Fulham. But Duran comes on and you think he has to score this opportunity, and you think that was the chance. Around 67, 70 minutes, ball comes down the left-hand side. Lovely little play by Ramsey. Carries it on, plays it into Ollie Watkins. He little outside of the foot set up for John Duran in the box. So much space to put it with his left foot and curl it. Doesn't quite get enough curl on it, and it goes past the post, and you're thinking, oh my word, how has he not scored that? And and obviously with the goalkeeper having such a great game, it's going to take something scrappy, something stupid to make Villa take the lead, and that's how it transpired. Lovely little bit of play by Ollie Watkins, again on the left corner of the box, throws the defender a little bit of a dummy, puts Ian Maatsen in, he stands it up to the back post. Leon Bailey with a nice little cushion header down. That's all he can really do. And Barkley sliding in and under challenge from the defender, it comes off his shin and goes into the back of the net. And you're thinking, fantastic. Aston Villa 1-0 up. Let's go on and win the game. Let's put it to bed. Let's make sure that we don't make any silly mistakes. But to be honest, after that 10 minutes, Boubacar Kamara came on. Ollie Watkins goes off and we go back to kind of the normal formation. But we never really get hold of the ball enough. Ross Barkley's playing a little bit further forward now. So you've got Kamara and Tielemans in that central midfield area. And you've got Ramsey and Barkley ahead of him. And we just couldn't quite keep hold of the ball. More bookings are caused. More set pieces for Bournemouth. Leon Bailey almost gives away a penalty when he doesn't have any idea where the ball is, goes up for a header and it hits the back of his hand and goes out. The referee doesn't give a penalty. VAR backs him up on that decision, and you're thinking, right, that is the warning shot. That is the one to maybe focus us. But they have another attack down that left-hand side. Ross Barkley running back, puts the challenge in. He gets a yellow card in the 96th minute, and that set piece, ball put into the box. Evanilson is somehow in between Matty Cash and John Duran. John Duran not following his runner. Emi Martinez maybe too far to the right-hand side, too far to his near post. And Evanilson heads it into the bottom far corner. Cue wild scenes for Bournemouth, and Villa throw away those 2 points. And it's really disappointing because we got a great win away at Fulham last week, 3-1. We had the frustrating draw against Manchester United before the international break after an excellent win in the Champions League. And Unai Emery warned of the kind of hangover after a Champions League game going into this game. And it did, again, feel like that with some performances from players. I mentioned Morgan Rogers. Ollie Watkins was a little bit quiet today. John McGinn obviously felt it. He had a good first half but dropped off in the second half. And it just felt like we'd lost control of that in the last 10 minutes, and we thought we'd maybe won it and thought we could just see it out without maybe pushing on and continuing to play how we got the goal. And that's what's disappointing, because we have Crystal Palace obviously in the week where we'll make a number of changes, but next week and the week after with Tottenham away, Bruges away in the Champions League, and Liverpool away in the Premier League is going to be extremely difficult. And if we could get anything like 3 to 4 points, I will be absolutely ecstatic. But it's 2 points thrown away today, and it puts a lot of pressure on those games. That being said, a couple of results went our way today, so we will stay in 4th position. And Arsenal play Liverpool tomorrow, so one of those teams will definitely drop points. But it does feel like, just really, really, really feel like 2 points dropped. My man of the match today, I would probably give it to Pau Torres. I thought he had a really assured game at the back. Could have scored as well, had a great shot. But I don't think anyone was overly outstanding today. I thought Tielemans was getting into some nice areas, but faded a little bit. It's understandable towards the end of the game. I thought Ezri Konsa was good at the back as well. And I thought Matty Cash did pretty well against Semenya. Obviously, he did get a booking towards the end of the game, but I thought he marshalled him pretty well. Didn't really have any opportunities too much. Semenya, and he got booked for diving himself. So, yeah, I thought Cash was okay. Pretty good. I thought, as I say, Ezri Konsa, Pau Torres probably just shades it for me. But our attacking players didn't quite flow. Ramsey was probably the best out of all the attacking players, I would say. And he's starting to get that sharpness back. I just want to see him maybe take a shot every now and again, or put that ball in the box a little bit quicker. But yeah, it was one of those where if we'd have got away with the win, we might have said, look, that was a professional performance, particularly after Bologna in midweek. But to lose the 3 points right at the death is absolutely gutting. But we go again. We've got, like I say, Crystal Palace on Wednesday and Tottenham next Sunday. So plenty more games to come, plenty more shows to come as well. We'll do the full match reaction tomorrow night in the Lions Raw show. We'll do fans forum on Tuesday. We'll do match preview covering the Crystal Palace game as well and instant reaction. So plenty more shows to come. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Get your comments in below, your thoughts on today's game. Who impressed? Who didn't quite impress? What are your thoughts now going into these next 2 games in the Premier League? Because it is vital that we put to bed some of these issues, some of these problems. No clean sheet now in 14 Premier League games. We've got to make sure that we shore up that defense a little bit. But anyway, thank you all for watching. And as always, remember, we all follow the Villa.